Hi everyone, welcome to Rockero's Art. My name is Jeff and I'm back after being away for a few weeks, and hopefully I'm going to make a few more videos that will get you inspired and creating again. The reason I was away is I had to make a trip from here down south, which is quite a long way. So I've done a few thousand kilometres in the last few weeks, and I had a birthday to go to and a wedding to go to. It was a great break, but unfortunately it meant that I couldn't make you any videos. So the video today is going to be about making a pendant feature for jewellery. And I haven't made one just like this before, so it's going to be a bit of an adventure for both of us, and how it ends up we'll find out at the end. You've seen the finished result in the thumbnail that's associated with this video, but I haven't, and I have no idea how it's going to end up. So let's get on with this and make this pendant feature. Before I get into making this feature, there's a couple of things I'd love to say. I hope I won't bore you for too long. Please hang in there. One of the things is that I have removed my photo from the thumbnails, obviously because I don't have a beard anymore, and given the circumstances I'm unlikely to grow it back, and I don't have something to replace it, so for now there just simply won't be any photo on that. The other thing is that now this is going to be hard. Family have told me I've got to be more engaging and smile and all of that. Well, I'm a grumpy old bloke, so that's probably not going to happen, but I will make the effort. Now, I would normally ask for you to subscribe if you like the video. Look, subscribe is nice, but where I live here, there's not many people around here that share the glass fusing craft. So something I really miss is engagement with people of like mind. So if you've got any comments at all, whether you've got suggestions or there's something you don't like about the video, anything at all, I would really love to talk to you and engage with you in that way. And if you particularly like this video, hit the like button. That would be appreciated. By the way, I apologise for the noise you would have heard in the previous clip. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that. That's Anne upstairs walking around, and my studio is right underneath, so we do pick up all the noise. And if I waited for there to be no noise up there, I'll never get this video done. So if you do hear any background noise, just hopefully forgive me, please. Okay, this is the plan. Now this is being made for a friend of mine who has requested a reasonably large feature. She prefers the larger features, and this is a little different than normal, so I'm hoping she'll like this. So I'll just try and explain this. So what we've got here is effectively 4 bales around here, and in the center is a piece of black. Bring that down into the camera a bit better, and then right in the center of that was going to be a piece of dichro, but I think I'm going to change that. I'm just going to use this dichro here, get that in the light for you, but I think I'm going to change that to a piece of this part sheet that I had made in a different video. I'll try and remember to put a link to that in the description. Now what you can see, these darker, thicker lines, that is going to be cord. So the idea is that the cord will come through this bale here, wrap right around, and then back out. It'll just be something like this type of cord here. Now the bales are made like this. The whole idea here is there is a little piece of glass on the bottom here. You put a piece of 3mm fibre paper on top of that. Try and explain this properly. And then you lay another piece of glass over the top of it and you slump it. When you slump it, it will slump around the fibre paper and form this bale. And this whole piece will be done in one firing, and it will only be like a high slump firing, and that should round off all the pieces of glass, form our bales and attach everything together. So that is pretty much it. Just remember that the glass I'm using is all bullseye 90, so you may have to adjust the firing schedule that I give you if you use 96 or some other COE, and also you may have to adjust it for your own kiln. So that's about it, I think. There's nothing else I need to say at this point. I'm going to get on and I will cut up all the pieces of glass, and then we'll be back and assemble it. The strips that I'm going to make the bales out of is actually 5 mils wide, which I didn't mention before. So the first thing I'm going to do is just cut a couple of strips about 5 mils wide, which I will use to make the bales. That's those. Then I need a piece for the black in the middle, back square in the middle, and that's 30 by 30. Sorry, 35 by 35. That's that. And then we need our central feature that goes in the middle of that. And I'm going to have to finish this up on the grinder, but I'm going to cut that. That's 25 mils square. So I'm going to try and circumvent using my ring saw by just, scoring this and cutting it, and hopefully I'll do it nice and straight. There we go. And I'll just do that again. I'll then go over in the grinder and I'll square that up a bit better. And that's about it. Now I've set up my grinder with a guide on here. It's about 25 mils from the spindle, and it's just a matter of squaring this all up. Probably won't talk during this because it can be a bit noisy. Now the other way. Actually, just to get it down a bit, I'm going to do this by hand to work down a bit. Right on 25. So that's right on 25 mils. I'm going to go over and score that back to 25 mils, and then I'll come back and tidy it up. So I'm back, and I'll just now make this perfectly square. That's good enough. There's our feature. You can see here I've got everything prepared. Got my black base, I've got my feature, the pieces for making the bales, and the fibre paper pieces for actually making the hole in the bales. Just remember, when you are grinding pieces, always make sure you scrub the edges clean before it dries, and that's just to make sure it can get out any very fine pieces of glass, because they can produce a haze in the final finished piece. So this is the part that can get a little tricky. That's the assembly. Now to assist you, I would suggest at least gluing the feature to the base. Now I haven't done that, so I've got to do all this by hand, and my shaky hands makes it a bit of a challenge. I've already prepared one of the bales here, and I will show you a close-up of that right now, how it's actually put together. You can see on the bottom there's a straight strip. Then I've put the fibre paper on that very close to the end, and then I've laid up another piece on top of that. Now it extends out a little past the bottom, so that as it wraps around it'll form a bale correctly, hopefully. To assist you with assembling that, I would suggest putting a small dot of glue on the bottom piece and then putting the fibre paper on that, and it will hold the fibre paper in place while you put the top piece on. Now I'll go through and I will assemble all of these bales, and then I'll come back and then we'll put the feature in place. So that's all done. Here's the part where I muck it up completely. So I've put all that together. Now I've just got to place the base and the feature on it. I've added a little bit of glue. It's still wet to that. So I'm going to risk it, but I've got to position that now right on top of that without moving everything. Whoa, close but not good enough. Let's try again. I'll move this bottom one and I should be able to just push it back in place. Right, well it's all assembled, but after that little exercise I would definitely suggest you glue up the bales individually and the feature on top individually before you try and put it all together. I found that a little difficult, especially because I got a bit of a shake. So yeah, definitely advise you to glue it all up. Now I'll get that into the kiln and we'll get this slump going. Well, I don't know what you think, but I'm happy with that, especially the way the black sort of drapes between the bales. I also don't mind the way the feature is slightly concave. If you don't like that, I suppose you could have put a small piece of black in behind and that would have kept that feature up. You can see here how the bales have formed. This one hasn't closed, but it doesn't matter. It still works perfectly. For a first attempt, I think that went well. I think it's worked out pretty much exactly as I thought it would. And more importantly, the lady that I was making it for is also very happy with it. Now, of course, don't forget you can always change the colours on these, change the feature to dichroic if you like, which is what I was going to do to start off with. But I'm still happy with the way it's turned out with that small piece of a part sheet. So hopefully you enjoyed that and it's given you some ideas. And don't forget, subscribe if you feel like it, but definitely there are more videos up here, and please leave as many comments as you like. And until the next video, I'll say bye for now.